I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sauce. Good morning.
We'll get there. Here. But I know that you're going to be on the Square Public side that's going to lose today. We'll get there. I know you do.
We'll get Trevor
There's
on
one
the
big
screen
one that you fucked up with.
All right. So hope everyone's having a nice morning. Hope you all had a nice Saturday night. I definitely did. What a good one, man. I almost swept. I lost Alabama. I actually lost Michigan State too, but I forgot to post that one on the website, so I don't have to count it. But I did lose Michigan State. But in the NBA, the favorite bet I had all week was the Bucks, which won. Came down to the wire, but it won. Wizards money line plus 800. Wow. That was awesome. I don't know if you guys saw or watched the content yesterday or followed along in the Discord when I posted it. But the Nuggets were down to the wire against the Lakers on Friday night. So I went and grabbed Wizards money line because they played the Nuggets the next night. And the Nuggets on a back-to-back. They played again down to the wire. It was plus 800. They won on a Jordan Poole 28-footer in the last second of the game. It was awesome. Fun fourth quarter to watch. The Nuggets were fighting. So, yeah, this weekend has been great. I've lost 2 bets the entire weekend. I'm having a monster. Heater alert here. Hopefully that continues. We got 5 college basketball games. I do have NBA graphics and NASCAR graphics queued up as well. So for those of you that – these guys are all going to leave after college basketball, but for those of you guys that want to hang out for a few minutes, we can go through the NBA. And I have a NASCAR bet, too, we could talk about. So why don't we talk Championship Sunday? It's a fun day. You got these great basketball games followed by Selection Sunday. Yeah. We're going to start off in the Ivy League, which I believe is the first game up schedule-wise, right? Yeah, 12 p.m. All right, so this game starts in 58 minutes. Who's winning the Ivy League? Scoop?
I'm on the over on this one. First game, Yale won 103-88, 191 points. Second game, 92-88, 180 points. I don't really care that Yale's putting up less points lately. Cornell plays extremely offense-first basketball. Last 5 wins, they've put up at least 85 points, including a pair of 100-point performances against Princeton and Columbia. Cornell runs the 21st passes pace in the country. They're 62nd offensive efficiency and 262nd defensively. They're not a good defense. They're not good in the half court. They can't get back on transition. Yale plays kind of basketball to the other team. They don't really dictate the pace of this game. When they play slow-paced games, they run that way. When they play it like a Cornell or when they play at Columbia, they run the same pace as Columbia and put up 90. On the other hand, if you're playing a side, I think you'd have to go Cornell here. The last third of the season for Yale, they've been struggling putting away teams. Yesterday to Princeton by 2. Brown was tough. Harvard, they lost by 5. Dartmouth, a single-digit win. They're not putting teams away, and with Cornell being streaky offensively, they have a good chance of staying this one the entire way. But my bet is definitely on the over. I think this is too low. I would say suspiciously low, the line. But I took it anyway. I took the over on this one.
Trev, so you must be having a nice couple days because the comments are loving Vanden Bosch the last couple days.
Fadenbosch, baby.
Fadenbosch is dead. So, Trev, you have a bet on this Ivy League game?
Yeah. One, it was a great start to the yesterday. Bucky, every square in the world was all over Michigan State and Izzo.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Okay. Hold on. I
hate to see it.
I guess we do have to give the fake sharps their moment. They finally won one. So, yeah.
Finally.
Don't worry. The world got their taste later on in the day with an Arizona blown cover.
I just call that great bet.
Arizona's on my shit list.
I know, dude. That's like the luckiest shit in the world. Weekend Warriors, you stand up and cheer.
So he's right. We do have to sit back and just let the Izzo haters, who are constantly taking L's, finally celebrate a win. So go ahead, Trevor. Celebrate your win.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rub it in. It is. I expected this. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys you're all wrong. You know, you Izzo lovers, March, all that. It is what it is. It's just Bucky's back, and I wish you guys would have recognized it sooner because I really don't like rubbing it in. But Bucky's back, baby. We're back. We're getting hot at the right time. We beat Izzo, never a doubt. Even though the refs tried to screw us, the no goaltend, the stupid ass technical on Blackwell for dropping a ball. They tried, but we're just too good of a team. So it is what it is. But after all that, Cornell. The first time they lost by 15. Second game, they lost by 4. Yale shot like 60% inside the arc and 50% from 3. Cornell, all they do is just shoot. And if they're falling today, they're going to win this game outright. So I'm on Cornell 5.5 and the money line. Everyone loves Yale. Yale's been so dominant all year, but this line is disgusting. It's 1, it's the 5.5. 2, it hasn't moved, and 3, everybody and their brothers on Yale today. So I will take Cornell, the 5.5, and the money line.
Toast, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure doesn't Yale just dominate these Ivy League games? I kind of wanted to take Yale.
They do. Yeah, I bet Cornell last night as soon as the line opened. I posted it in our Discord probably 12 hours ago. As soon as this line opened at 5.5 and plus 205 on the money line as well. Can't really add much than what these guys have said. These two teams played both. They got killed one time. It's been closer. Yale hasn't been playing as dominant basketball as they have lately, and now they're facing a Cornell team who's playing their best basketball of the season that just had a nice win over Dartmouth. And I trust this Cornell team, one, because they're still playing in the Ivy, so I don't have to worry about them. They're very familiar with these teams. And on top of that, they're one of the best teams as far as minute continuity, which means they've had a lot of the same guys transfer or come over from last year as well. I just think that this is a really good spot for them. And like Trevor said, I don't know as far as where everybody's at on this one, but I've been watching this line for, like I said, about 14, 15 hours now, and it hasn't moved an absolute anything. And I don't know anybody else on Cornell. So I don't know if the world's on Yale, but I know that Cornell has been an absolute moneymaker for me the last couple of weeks. So Cornell plus 5.5 and Cornell on the money line at plus 205. Both bets on Caesars.
It seems like, 47% Cornell, 37% Yale. So the poll is slightly on Cornell, but nothing crazy. Seems to be
just
pretty
like
split.
Cornell because of The Office. He loves Andy.
The Nard dog.
Go big
Home
red,
of the-
baby.
The home of the Nard.
The Nard dog.
Hold on. So I'm gonna put up a pick. I didn't have a fourth pick graphic set up, so let me just get it in position.
I wish there was a time that you knew you were in the good old days without being in the good old days.
That was me this morning, looking at only 5 games on the board. I was like, oh, it's come to an end.
Don't worry, we have the CIT on Tuesday, NIT on Tuesday.
Dude, we got the best Thursday, Friday in basketball ever coming up, Trevor.
Okay, that's a hot. I'll give you a hot take.
Oh my God, yeah, you don't like it. The conference tournament's better. I know. The
I'll
conference.
give you another hot take. I'm not going to have any place for the CBI, CIT. I don't give a fuck.
I do. I did great last year.
You guys all know. Don't ask me. It's baseball season after this.
Oh God, it's the Dodgers and Cubs in Tokyo. Who cares?
Yeah, Dodgers minus 1.5, Cubs game.
Otani 2+ homers. Just take it.
Did you guys see Blake Snell get lit up last night by the Japanese team? It was hilarious.
Shocker. He'll be good come July after the All-Star break.
I can't tell you how much I don't care.
So yeah, I'm putting Yale up, but admittedly, I don't know anything about Ivy League basketball. I just know Yale always dominates.
Do you know how many times I've had to sit here and listen to you give up some bullshit soccer bet on this show? You will sit here and listen.
Congratulations. Twice.
I'm
You
a
talk about
baseball
baseball all the
conversation.
fucking time. It's
Thank
so
you.
annoying.
Next game.
Baseball. Oh, stick ball. I hit the ball. Congratulations. Guys, I'm wearing a Yankee hat. By the way.
George
I know.
Mason against VCU. Total's down at 127.5 here. Toast. VCU did not cover yesterday, by the way.
Bullshit.
Sister Jean.
That's right. Sister Jean. We all took Sister Jean except Trevor, who took VCU.
Yeah, he was.
They were up. They were up 12.
Him to hell.
You fade in VCU again, Toast?
Probably not. I'll probably just let this one go, to be dead honest with you. I don't really like the fact that the George Mason number, continues to go up. Haven't had a lot of success chasing those numbers in the postseason. So you can put George Mason up for me because I know the world loves VCU, but I definitely won't be betting this.
George Mason. George Mason's been looking pretty good, man.
I
No,
know,
they've been
but
looking
that's
pretty
what's-
lucky.
That's I was gonna say.
Oh my God.
That's
Oh,
only
get
it's
out of
that the fact that they have been a little bit lucky and they're continuing to get 7.5, 8.5 points. It's just like I'm probably just gonna pass.
I guess by what Trevor just said, I should put VCU up for him.
Oh yeah, he loves GCU.
VCU is one of my favorite bets, if not my favorite bet of the day.
I like this too.
Love VCU today. They're going to mollywop this fake ass George Mason team. George Mason hit everything they could yesterday. They threw a dunk down with 10 seconds or whatever the hell to screw my live Joes also. So they got some extra bad juju coming in. But VCU got a scare yesterday. They were up 12 on Loyola. They should have covered that and closed it out. But, they took their foot off the gas a little bit and then shit got real. And they showed up and they got it done. Today, no fucking around. They're gonna suffocate George Mason here. George Mason, extremely lucky. Shots are not going to be falling today. This is an 8.5 with a 127.5 total. I'm sure taking the points is probably a free look here. No way George Mason gets blown out. They've been playing too good, but that's absolutely false. This is going to be VCU like 68 to like 52. This is going to be an absolute murder. Let's go VCU up.
I agree, and seems like everyone forgot because Loyola Chicago just covered yesterday. Everyone forgot that VCU's just been beating the Christ out of everybody. So I'm with you, Trev. I'm going to bet this with you.
They've only covered one out of their last 5, just for the record.
All right. George Mason's a good bet.
Today it matters. This is for all the marbles.
I'm just letting you know. So when people are watching the show, if they bet VCU and then they come back and be like, "You guys told me they were so good."
Oh my God, dude.
That's fine. They can roast the mustache in the comments, but I don't care. This is VCU big.
Scoop, you down to bet VCU with us?
Two things. Soccer is the best way to win money. Up 15 units since January. Three-way money lines. Second, if you care about baseball, there's something wrong in your head psychologically. It's such a regional sport. If you actually care about national teams, I don't know what's wrong with you. Who's watching a Cubs-Tigers games in July?
Steve, nobody in America watches soccer.
So stop talking about.
Okay, let's take a look. All right, you know what?
Saturday morning.
I truly don't care to talk about soccer. So George
really don't
Mason.
care to talk about baseball either.
We're not talking about baseball, bro. George Mason, VCU.
Baseball sucks. I wish it was just Sister Jean here. I know everybody's on George Mason. I don't care. I'm on them too. It's a big spread. I'm gonna grab them here. Second matchup between them. First one, VCU won by 16. I understand that VCU is definitely rolling, and the amount of games that George Mason won within a 5-point margin. I agree with. They were in 8 games. 8 games they won within 5 points. 5 within a possession. So they may be lucky to have a record they have, but they're closing out games when it matters. Either way, it's the best basketball George Mason's playing right now, defensively, especially offensive anyway. Defense has always been there for George Mason. I feel they can make enough defensive stops here to keep it close. They just shut down Reynolds to 4 points for St. Joe's yesterday. How was that pick? Great job with St. Joe's yesterday. He was their leading scorer. It's going to happen again. They're going to shut down Shulga. They're going to shut down Russell. They're going to shut down these VCU guards. I do know George Mason really has to do better on the glass. They give up a ton of points. A ton of boards to St. Joe's, and VCU is a really solid offensive rebounding team. But the way Jalen Haynes is playing for Georgie, he seems to find the spot. Both of these teams are in the top 30 defensively. I get that VCU is better than offense, but why not us? Why not us, Patriots? Why not us? Why not represent Fairfax, Virginia proud? Let's do it. Let's do it, Georgie. Let's do this on the money line. I didn't bet that. I actually just bet George Mason with the points. And I'm glad I'm getting all these comments. I'm making the YouTube pop right now. I love it.
Dude, the comments are coming in. They are coming in, talking about this game, talking about baseball.
I love it. Give me the hate.
And then I see one comment pops up and says, "Scoop's beard sucks."
Oh, it's terrible. I don't grow hair here, like in this little region. I don't know why. It just doesn't happen. So the only way I can grow it out is if it just keeps growing. So
that gave me
I will just say the amount of kick out threes off of offensive rebounds that VCU is going to have. You're gonna be pulling your hair out after about the 12th one today. It's gonna be ridiculous.
So let's move to the big one, or one of the big ones, Tennessee, Florida. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the two other teams to be playing in this. I thought we were gonna see Auburn, Alabama, honestly, but we're gonna see the SEC East rather than the SEC West in this one. Yes, I'm aware that's unique to football. So a lot of people were making jokes about us fading Florida. I guess specifically me and Toast. That was impressive yesterday, that second half from Florida. I wasn't familiar with your game, Florida. I kind of want to lay 5.5 if I'm being honest, but I'm opening. My ears are open. Scoop, want to start us off in the SEC?
These two are
They're what?
laying 5.5.
Scoop, you are? Is that
No,
is that a true story?
No, I don't care about the side. I'm on the under. Thank you, Florida, for the over yesterday. Thank you, Tennessee, for the under yesterday. Totals have been good to me. This matchup's a hard one, I think, to predict. Florida beat Tennessee at home by 30 this season. On the other hand, Tennessee beat Florida on the second game by 20. I'm not picking a side here whatsoever. I'm definitely on the under. Both of these games easily went under this season. Florida, while they're awesome offensively, it's not going to be an Alabama type of running game. Unlike Yale, Tennessee is not going to let Florida dictate how this game's going to go. They're going to play extremely slow offensively, play their solid defensive sets, hold the perimeter, especially from their guards. They just held Auburn to 65. Probably the best offensive team in the country. Ziegler may not be the strongest offensive player, but he's definitely the best defensive player. Just won Defensive Player of the Year. Clayton Richards-Martin, all extremely tough players for Florida, huge scorers. They're all averaging a ton of points this tournament, but this game's going to be so much different than the game they just played yesterday. That second game, Florida shot 24%, had 13 turnovers. I think Tennessee can definitely stop Florida. And on the other hand, Tennessee's offense is the worst unit on this court. They're not bad. They're just the worst unit here out of all on this side. So I think Florida can play tough defense, control the glass as well. So I'm going to go on the under here. I think this is going to be like the other two games.
Trevor, you're on Florida?
Yeah, I'm squaring up, riding with everybody. I like Florida here. How do you fade Florida? How do you do it? How do you do it? I just don't understand. This team is, yeah, okay. This team is all they do is cover. They win by margin. The last time these two played, Florida got blown out on the road at Knoxville, at Knoxville. They couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. Now we're in an arena they've been playing at. This total keeps climbing up, which bodes well for Florida and not for Tennessee. Tennessee's offense, I don't think can hang in there. Tennessee beat a Texas team off of what was that, a triple overtime, double overtime or something, 2 games, and then they get Auburn sucks. They have not been, dude. They've lost 3 of the last 4. They are currently in suck mode. They're not good.
The best team in the country.
Okay, overall body of work, yes. What's going on right now? Sucks. They suck. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They couldn't beat a Tennessee team yesterday with no offense.
Florida couldn't beat Tennessee without Ziegler or Milicic.
Dude, Florida blew Tennessee out.
That was a straight road game. That was a road game.
That was two of Tennessee's best players, and we're talking, and they beat them by 20.
Yeah, dude. Trevor's talking crazy right now.
That was on the road. That's entirely
They lost
different.
by 30 points. 30.
Yep, and what happened the first game?
I want to bet Tennessee now because Trevor's just on some bullshit.
I'm telling you, dog.
Auburn sucks.
What happened the first time?
It's not just Trevor. It's the world. Go ahead.
The first time they played, it was a fucking dog walking from Florida. Second time, they couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat.
Well, hold on. Well, stop, because you're leaving out some key elements there. The second time, it should have been another key Florida blowout, right? Because they didn't have Ziegler, they didn't have Milicic either, and somehow, some way, Tennessee still blew out the almighty Florida Gators by 20-some points without their senior
that was
point
an injury bump game for Tennessee. You always get up when the injuries are, and then not to mention it was a road game.
Is this at home for one of these teams?
Basically, it will be.
Okay.
Where is this game?
You're gonna take Tennessee's offense out of that building? No, thank you.
You just told me yesterday Kaz Lanier's been playing fantastic, and now all of a sudden after a win he's bad.
Not today. He's not going to show up today. Big moment. He chokes. I'm calling it. This is Florida, and more Florida today. I might take the team total over again. You guys love fading Florida. I don't understand it. I don't love
fading Florida. I faded them one time in 2 weeks. Once.
I see a Tennessee under your face.
Yeah, Tennessee money line as well, because this is the type of spot that I want to be in.
I was initially leaning Florida, but what Trevor just said, Auburn sucks. More.
What have they done? What have they done the last 2 weeks? Lose.
Okay, can we just take one step back here? Is the way that Alabama and Tennessee play the same? Yes or no? Just yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, so which style of basketball is more conducive to Florida? Alabama style of basketball or Tennessee style of basketball? Alabama style of basketball. So now we're going to have a Tennessee team that's experienced, better coached, and can slow this game down a little bit and definitely play defense. They had a lot of success the second time playing this team after they got blown out. And like I've said 3 times now, they didn't have Ziegler, who's their senior point guard. They didn't have Milicic either. Look, I'm not trying to make a case that I think that Tennessee's going to win this game and Florida sucks or anything like that. But you have the world on Florida. This number continues to stay around this number. It's not going up to 6 or anything like that. I'm on Tennessee. I'm on Tennessee money line as well. I haven't been fading Florida this whole time. 2 days ago I was talking about how Florida was going to blow this other team out. So I'm not this guy that's sitting here trying to pick off Florida as much as possible. But I do really, really like this matchup for Tennessee, and I think especially with the world on the other side.
I'm putting Tennessee up because of what Trevor said. This is not a bet on Tennessee. It's a pure fate of Trevor.
Bring it on.
Auburn sucks.
Bring it on. That has not been profitable this week whatsoever.
Auburn sucks? What are you, crazy?
It's going to be defense.
What have they done? I'm not overall in the season, but what have they done the last 2 weeks? All they do is lose.
You know, I thought
they
won
that I had a bad take with baseball sucking.
For a second. They lost to Alabama, who you could also argue, at least at minimum, you could argue is a top 5 team in the country. They lost that game in overtime by 2. And then they lost to Texas A&M, but they beat Kentucky. They beat Ole Miss. That was having a nice little run. They beat Georgia, who was one of the nice runs. Alabama again, Arkansas, Vanderbilt. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, Trevor. I don't know.
Dude,
I definitely don't.
I'm not saying overall. Overall, they're a great team. You know,
no. But you just said they sucked.
I know. Overall, they're good for the season. As of right now, the current state of Auburn basketball, they fucking suck.
So you're admitting to betting
terrible.
off of recency bias.
That's how this works. What are they doing lately? I don't care what they did in fucking November.
I agree with the November part.
Vols are winning.
Bring it on, buddy.
I'm going to bet it now.
By the way, I actually like baseball. I just fuck with Toast, so. And he fucked with me. So.
Glad we got that out of the way.
Let's move on.
So I'm for a Yankee head. Obviously, I don't like baseball. What are you talking about?
Let's move on to the American Athletic. We got UAB Memphis in the championship here. I haven't seen Memphis laying this short of a number in the conference in a while.
Bet down a lot. It was 5.5.
I guess
6.
I guess UAB's respectable. I mean, obviously they're in the conference championship. They have to be somewhat respectable. I don't know anything about UAB basketball.
Don't know about the Blazers.
Yeah.
I love the Dragons.
The reason that this number is down is because there's a report out that Memphis isn't going to have Tyrese Hunter, and that's one of their better players. And
he was in a boot yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to see him today, obviously. So he played 23 minutes yesterday. He left with a boot. Everything that I've been told and texted says that he doesn't play here today.
Who's that?
So, Tyrese Hunter.
Who is that?
He's probably their second best player, third best player, depending on how you look at Memphis.
Memphis.
Okay, so that probably has some impact on the number here, down at 3.5.
Yeah, it came down. I think it opened at 5.5 or 6, and it's came down to 3 now. I still lean Memphis here. I've been loving these dogs in these conference tournaments and whatnot, but I do feel like there could be a possible, as Trevor likes to say, injury bump with Memphis. And I'm just really not sold on what UAB has done. I know that North Texas victory looks really good, but I feel like everybody's going to run to the window to try to bet UAB now that Hunter's down. And I think that Penny and his team have figured out a way to win games. And yes, granted, not without Tyrese Hunter, but I'll take my chances here. You can bet Memphis. I'm kind of waiting to see how far this number gets down to before I bet it. And also, by the way, it's not like Tyrese Hunter has been like some amazing player the last week and a half. He's had 8, 7, 16, 8, 11, 5, and 9 their last however many games that is. So it's not like taking him off the floor, you're losing some big offensive weapon or something like that. So you can put Memphis up for me at 3.5.
So you're saying the market over adjusted here for the injury?
I mean, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I feel like 2 points is a lot for a player that hasn't really been doing much. I'll say that.
What's the price on Scoop copping out here and taking a total instead of a side?
Cash Arsenal, by the way, money line. I'm riding the Blazers. Memphis should have lost to Tulane. I was sad. But yeah, UAB's offense is just awesome right now. In the beginning, they shredded North Texas to start. Got a little dicey at the end when North Texas made adjustments at half. But UAB played some decent defense. Defensively, Memphis is kind of the same as North Texas for the most part. Gonna ride the hotness. I have to admit, this is my least favorite bet of the 5 games here. Like Toe said, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm gonna go with the double revenge spot for UAB. Lost both games against Memphis already this season. UAB is just shooting great. 47% of their shots the last 3 games. USB is way better in the free throw line than Memphis. Top 50 for UAB, 223 for Memphis. Toast knows free throws matter, especially in March. Not only that, they're not a one and done type of team down the court with their pace. UAB is actually 3rd in offensive rebounds in the country. They average 14.5 a game, 21st in rebounding margin. Memphis isn't terrible. But UAB is going to get second chance points. Not to mention Memphis has just really been bad with ball security. They're 330th in turnovers, almost giving up 14 a game. In the last 3, they've given up the ball 17 plus times. I think UAB should be able to score here to stay with Memphis. And if their defense is keeping up at all, UAB may win this game outright. So go Blazers.
Trevor, break the tie here.
Yeah, Blazer up. The last time they played, UAB had the lead late, absolutely choked that away. And then, no Hunter is going to be huge. Like Scoop said, like Memphis is very turnover prone. Not to mention, they can't shoot free throws to save their life. We saw them yesterday. Damn near they would have lost. They should have lost that game. That was a goaltend that got taken off, by the way.
They should have lost.
Robbery. Same with the Wisconsin game, but that's for another day. This is UAB. I love UAB here. Memphis is going dancing no matter what. UAB must win game. I know the lines come down, but that they opened it up. Injuries. I think the market's telling you that Hunter's not going to play, and that's a big loss for them. If Haggerty goes for 40 again, cool. But I don't think so. Yaxel Landenborg going to have a monster day. I like UAB here outright. I just don't think Memphis is going to be able to get up again. They escaped the last 2 games, especially last game. They should have lost. And no Hunter now today. I think that's a huge loss. So I like the Blazers outright. Yaxel Landenborg, huge game today. Let's go Blazers.
Man,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why does that guy keep on telling me to take my hat off? Am I missing something?
He keeps saying you're bald.
Oh yeah, I'm super bald.
I got hair up there.
I'm not sure why. I can't explain it. His comments. He keeps saying you're bald.
No, I know. I'm bald. You got me.
I'll put Memphis. I really don't know, guys. I'm not betting this.
I will say I hate this court. I hate staring at it.
I think Memphis wins.
Now we get to the moment we've been waiting for, the Big Ten.
Apology from everybody since I took Michigan
first,
yesterday.
I don't even remember you picking Michigan. You did pick Michigan, actually.
Thank you.
So the question is, who's going to fall for the soup here? We got Michigan at we got Wisconsin at a short number here, -3.5. Should be free. Who's falling for the soup? Trevor, you falling for the soup?
I haven't bet this game yet, but I probably will bet Wisconsin. The last time these two,
Shocker.
Hey, I don't bet them every game. But this spot, John Tanji, menace, absolute menace. This guy is ridiculous. I love John Tanji forever. The last time these two played, Michigan beat us in the Kohl Center. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen often. Michigan just won on a buzzer beater. What's that?
I said it does when Michigan comes to town.
Get this bullshit Michigan shit out of here. Vlad Golden, Danny Wolf, the great combo, Area 51, sick nickname.
That is.
We got Nolan Winter and Steven Crowell, all right? Like, don't sleep on these Minnesota boys. They're damn good. They can step out, they can shoot. I know Vlad's hit some threes this year. But Danny Wolf's a turnover machine. They don't have a John Tanji like we do. Michigan just won on a buzzer beater yesterday. I like Wisconsin here. I think Wisconsin gets it done. Not to mention it's revenge. You got Michigan off a buzzer beater. John Tanji's going absolutely nuclear the entire tournament. Nobody can stop him. Give me Bucky here. If anything, I might just play John Tanji points. Because he's gonna go for probably 30 again. It's just what he does. So, Bucky, and more Bucky.
Wow. Shocker there. Trevor Vandenbosch, who lives in Wisconsin, who has a life-size tattoo of Greg Gard across the small of his back, takes Wisconsin on the show. We are blown away by this.
Silent assassin.
I love how he'll pick Wisconsin on every show, and every show he'll phrase it as if, I guess I'll go over to Wisconsin. Like, we know, dude. We know you're going to take Wisconsin. And
I don't bet him every game.
Yeah. You've picked against Wisconsin so many times on this show.
Northwestern? I'm sorry, who covered that game?
The fact that you remember the one time kind of makes my point. No, that Northwestern.
I did it. There was once.
Scoop, is Scoop falling for the soup here?
I am falling for the soup. Yep. Couple things. I am not 60. I'm a man. I'm 40. And this beard, man, if you think this beard's bad, you should check the body hair. I don't even know what happens down there. Jesus, 2 frauds meeting in the conference finals. Wild stuff.
You say frauds?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the less fraudulent team in Wisconsin. No, but really, I praised Michigan like a few weeks ago before that first Michigan State game, and they got killed. I can't figure out Michigan, which is why I talk shit about them. Every time I bet against them or with them, I don't know what I'm doing. I know they're a good team, but yeah, Tanji is obviously a monster right now. It's hard to bet against Wisconsin. Not only that, speaking of free throws, they lead the nation in free throw percentage. Michigan can't send this team to the line. The problem is they're going to do that a lot. Michigan fouls a lot. They're 208th in fouls committed. Wisconsin, when they're fully healthy, is obviously a beast of a team. I don't really take any stock into their first game against Michigan. Michigan won that game by 3, but that was on December 6th. I think both teams have actually gotten better since then. Michigan offensively, Wisconsin defensively. Michigan is still the worst team in the Big Ten in turnover rate. I think Wisconsin will make you pay for that. As good as Michigan has been defending the 3, Wisconsin makes the most threes in the Big Ten. So one thing you can say about Michigan is they did play one last game to get here. Maybe they're more rested, but it's hard to step in front of Wisconsin right now. Probably be wrong again with Michigan again, I feel, but I think Wisconsin is the right side.
Scoop, dead ass, in front of 1,900 people said, "You think my beard's weird? You should see my body hair."
Yeah, I don't know what happens, man.
Wow. Anyway, so Toast, 2 people on the show have fallen for the soup. Will you be falling for the soup here?
Absolutely not. So first and foremost, let's just a couple things that I keep on hearing over and over again. That's just complete bullshit. One, John Tanji. He's been good, but he's good. He scored 14 points from the fucking free throw line yesterday. So if he lives at the line today, good for him. Good for him. I'm not.
Wait.
We attack the basket.
I need to put. I hate Wisconsin as much as the next guy, but getting to the free throw line is a skill set. Go on.
Great. So he shot 14 free throws last game. That's a skill set, right? But game before that, 3, 2, 8, 6, 4, 4.
Fair
2.
point.
It was fucking lucky. It was lucky. That's not what he does. That's not his game. So
he's a lethal.
Go ahead,
shooter.
Trevor.
He's a lethal shooter, dude.
A lethal shooter. He doesn't get to the basket and go to the line, which we were just talking about.
They don't call fouls.
That's my point. Second point. I love to hear everybody talk about, oh my God, Michigan turns the ball over so much. In what world has Wisconsin ever forced turnovers at any point this year? I just want to know. Please tell me. Because I haven't.
We don't need to.
Not once. So all this Michigan turnover bullshit, I think, is literally bullshit because Wisconsin doesn't force turnovers. Michigan will win this basketball game. Dusty May has this team rolling. Michigan plus 3.5. Michigan on the money line. This is where everybody's down on Michigan because they had a little bit of an end of the season, that a little bit of a funk where they lost to Illinois, who was starting to play well. They lost to the almighty Maryland Blue Crabs, and then they got blown out by Michigan State. And now here they are. They repay Purdue. They replay Michigan, and now Wisconsin's up next. I think Dusty May has these boys playing right. The whole world, everybody's loving Wisconsin here. I'm going to stick with Big Blue here. Big Blue plus the points. Big Blue on the money line. I did bet this as well.
So the part I agree most with what any of these 3 guys said is when Scoop said we have 2 frauds in the Big Ten championship. I thought he nailed it. I don't even have either of these 2 in the top 3 or 4 teams of the Big Ten. it's honestly, it's embarrassing for the Big Ten to have these two teams representing them in the championship game.
This is a 3 and a 5, I think, right? I don't know where the seeds. I forgot.
Yeah, Wisconsin was pretty ass all year. I will give you that. Yeah, they were terrible. They didn't go to Mackey and just fucking dominate Purdue without McGee. Also, Wisconsin's pretty fraudulent. You know, what can I say? They're not a good team apparently.
I agree fully. Now you're starting to make sense. So I'm putting this up. In a team between two frauds, you take more than a possession. Give me the Michigan Wolverines.
God, donation, guys.
I am not falling for the soup here. I refuse to fall for the soup.
The problem is that, like, my chest hair is fine, but my nipple hairs, they, like, actually... Like, I don't understand why I have so much nipple hair.
On that note, I'm going to talk some NBA. Guys, go enjoy your Sunday. We will... I'm going to talk about some NBA and some NASCAR for those who want to stick around. For those of you in the championship of the league, make sure you submit. I think most of you have already. Hit me up in the Discord today if you need me. Let's have a good one. Guys.
Go Bucky.
Thursday morning,
the person in the comments that said, I don't get no, I got 35 kids. Have a good night, guys.
Wait, we're doing Tuesday, right? Tuesday for the first four or whatever? The final.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right,
we'll do something with the bracket. We'll talk soon. Later.
Later, guys.
Oh, where'd I go? 1 second. Here we go. All right, so the NBA, I don't have a single bet today. So this is going to be super quick. I'm just going to stop on the games where I think are interesting and tell you why I don't have a bet. I couldn't find anything in the NBA. It's a combination of basically every single game involves teams on back-to-backs. Also, there's some injury question marks. A couple people asked me about Magic Cavs. I'm going to skip right over to that one. Magic Cavs, a couple people asked if I was betting Orlando again because I bet them in back-to-back games and covered. They're starting to look all right. Cleveland shoots the three-point shot. Orlando, that's when you bet them against three-point shooting teams because they put a ton of pressure on the perimeter. So they were like, Kyle, we should be betting the Magic here, right? Can't do it. First of all, the Magic have been terrible against elite offenses, 2-9-1 against the spread. The Cavs have been good against good defenses. But really the reason I stayed off is I actually lean towards the Cleveland side. I have it at 14. If I knew Donovan Mitchell and Mobley were going to play, I would take it. Suns, Lakers. I love the matchup for the Lakers here. I won't go through everything. We'll do a speed round. But this is a great matchup for the Lakers. The Suns against good defenses. The Lakers are first in defensive rating in the last 10 games. Excellent. The Lakers against offenses that don't attack the paint. We know the Suns are relying on jump shooters. Lakers have been automatic against teams that rely on jump shooters. They play great defense against jump shooters. The reason I don't have a bet on it is, let's see if there's been an update here. We don't know who's playing. If all these people that are listed as probable for the Lakers play, I would love the Lakers at -2.5. But the fact that it's at 2.5 leads me to believe that one of these guys, I have this at around 7. So Luka's questionable. Finney Smith is questionable. Jackson Hayes is questionable. Gabe Vincent's questionable. If all 4 of those guys are going to play, Lakers -2.5 is a smash. But again, I have this at around 7, which leads me to believe one of those guys are not going to play. What do we got next? Hawks Nets. I love the matchup for the Hawks, but 6 on the road is crazy. So if everybody plays, I have this at Atlanta -3.5. I'm a little worried about the turnovers. Brooklyn doesn't do a lot of things elite. They do force turnovers at a high rate. So the Nets should be able to force some turnovers here. But in terms of the Hawks offense, they should have no problem scoring points on the interior against Brooklyn. It's a good matchup for the Hawks. But we're talking about laying 6 points on the road with a team that doesn't play defense. Currently on the Brooklyn side, Claxton, Clowney, Watford, all listed as questionable. If those 3 guys are all out, I might be down to take Atlanta. But if they all play, 6 is too many, and it would be a pass for me. So, again, another game where I feel like I have some strong leans on it. Injuries are keeping me from pulling the trigger. Next up, Toronto-Portland. A couple people asked about this game as well. If you're on Toronto, I get it. There's someone in the Discord that really likes the Raps at 7. I was just talking to him earlier. I get it. That being said, I mean, it looks like Jakob Poeltl is going to play. So I guess I would lean over to the Toronto side now. it's a pretty good matchup for Portland here. The Raptors are an offense that need to score at the basket. So the Raptors have attacked the paint more frequently than any other team in the NBA this year. They're first. Portland's been elite defensively in the paint. They're second in defensive efficiency in the paint in the last 10 games. Portland's a tough defense for the Raptors to try to score on. So, I mean, if Pirtle's playing, I guess you got to lean Raptors at 7. But if Pirtle's out, I could see Portland winning this comfortably. It looks like Pirtle's going to play, though, so I guess I would lean towards Toronto. I didn't do this game. I don't know who's playing for Utah. Skipped over this game. This is an awesome basketball game. How can we place a bet on it, man? Both these teams are on back-to-backs. So Oklahoma City has been far better than Milwaukee on 0 days rest this year. So I guess that fact alone would make me lean towards Oklahoma City. It would only be Thunder. They've also been great against great teams. We've talked about this before. Oklahoma City against top 10 teams, it's insane how good they've played against good teams. Actually, the time to fade Oklahoma City would be when they play bad teams, because you probably shouldn't fade Oklahoma City at all. But Oklahoma City against top 10 teams in the league, they're 16 and 3 against the spread now against top 10 offenses. Freaking crazy, which the Bucks definitely are. So it would only be Oklahoma City here. The Pennzoil 400. I have a bet. Ready for this? Where'd my bet go? I have 2 bets, actually. It's kind of a long shot. It was the only one I could find that had any value, in my opinion. So I bet the same guy twice. AJ Allmendinger, top 10 plus 650. I know. Plus 650. And the reason why, let me open up my NASCAR sheet here. For those of you that were looking for a reason, it's because he has been good on this type of track specifically. One sec. Allmendinger, where is he? So on all steep intermediate ovals, he's got a 14.7 average finish in 7 races there. Now, he's only got 7 races there in the last 3 years, so not a ton to sample, but an average finish of 14.7 on these steep intermediate tracks, which is what Las Vegas is. They have steep banks, 20-degree banks on the corners, not a lot of braking. Allmendinger's been pretty good in these type of tracks. He's also been pretty good in Las Vegas as well. 3 races, average finish of 16. So get a top 10 at plus 650. I'm on it. And the big one, boom. I bet this $50. $50 to win whatever the hell that pays. Actually, let me look. What exactly did I bet? One sec. No, I'm sorry. It's plus 25,000. Wow. Okay. I was wrong about this. So this is what I actually Allmendinger win plus 25,000. Obviously, this is most likely not going to hit. I just thought it was dramatically mispriced with Allmendinger's success on these types of tracks. So plus 25,000. I have $50 to win 12,500 on Allmendinger to win the race. Thanks everyone for watching. Be back tomorrow to normal schedule. We'll be doing some March Madness stuff. I'm sure I'll post it when I know. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me. I'll be working for most of the day, so you'll be able to get in touch with me if you need me.